Across the world's oceans, thousands of ships move the goods that keep modern civilization running.
But among them are vessels so enormous that their size creates a problem most people never consider. These ships are built to carry enormous amounts of cargo, but that incredible capacity comes with an equally incredible physical scale. At this scale, the ship can be longer than many skyscrapers are tall, making ordinary harbor infrastructure suddenly look very small. And that is where the real challenge begins. Because a ship this large cannot simply enter every port in the world. The first limitation is depth, because a vessel carrying this much cargo needs enough water beneath its enormous hull. If the channel is too shallow, the ship cannot safely pass, no matter how powerful its engines may be. That means every approach must be planned with extraordinary precision, from the channel itself to the exact movement of the ship. And depth is only one part of the equation, because the ship also needs enough room to turn, stop, and safely reach its terminal. Because when something this massive turns, even a small mistake can become a major logistical problem. That is why specialized ports use powerful tugboats and highly trained crews to guide these giants into position. Once the ship finally reaches the terminal, another challenge appears: unloading thousands of containers quickly enough. Every container must be moved through a carefully coordinated system of cranes, trucks, trains, and storage areas. Modern technology makes this possible by tracking every container and coordinating thousands of movements simultaneously. And the reason companies invest in ships this large is simple. Moving more cargo in one journey can dramatically improve efficiency. That efficiency eventually reaches factories, retailers, and consumers, because the cargo on these ships becomes part of everyday life. So although most people never see these ships, their influence can be felt far beyond the coastline.
But today's giants did not appear overnight. They are the result of decades of ships becoming larger, faster, and more efficient. Building them requires enormous shipyards, specialized machinery, and thousands of engineers working with extraordinary precision.
Every part of the vessel must be designed to handle enormous forces from the ocean, while keeping the ship stable and efficient. At sea, that engineering is tested by waves, wind, and storms. These forces can push even the largest vessels to their limits. Yet when the weather is calm, the same ship can cross entire oceans with remarkable efficiency. One voyage can connect distant economies, carrying enormous quantities of goods between continents in a single journey.
But that efficiency also creates dependence, because when major shipping routes are disrupted, the effects can spread across entire economies.
Suddenly, the size of these ships becomes more than an engineering story. It becomes a story about global economic security.
And now the industry faces another question. How can ships this enormous become more efficient without increasing their environmental impact? The answer may come from smarter engines, cleaner fuels, automation, and ports designed specifically for the next generation of ships. Those future vessels may navigate themselves, predict weather conditions, and optimize every kilometer of their journey. Yet even as technology advances, the people responsible for these ships will remain at the center of maritime trade. Standing beside a ship like this makes one thing obvious. Humanity has pushed maritime engineering to an extraordinary scale. But the bigger these ships become, the more the world around them must change to accommodate them. Ports must become deeper, wider, smarter, and faster if they want to remain connected to the largest ships on Earth. And this creates a remarkable cycle. Larger ships demand larger ports, while larger ports make even larger ships possible. Together, they form an enormous system that allows modern economies to exchange goods on a scale previous generations could barely imagine. So this ship is not simply the biggest object moving across the ocean. It is a symbol of how far global trade has evolved.
And perhaps that is the real story. The world's largest ship is not just built to cross oceans, but to connect a world that has become completely dependent on them.